Welcome back to Event Advice. Matt Allen, CEO of CrowdComms, joined by Will Custard.
Hello, hello.
CPO.
C3PO.
C3PO.
Hello.
Of CrowdComms. Just a quick one today, Will. Me and you chatting about AI. In the past, on some of these videos, we've been a bit cutting, maybe a bit damning about it.
Yeah, you know, I think we're still probably on the fence in a lot of areas.
I do love it though.
Oh, it's a fantastic tool for productivity, isn't it?
Are your team using it more?
Yeah, hugely. So we are. It is accelerating what the developers are able to do.
Yep.
Test cases, checking their code, doing grunt work to a point at which they can then take over. And I think that's the crucial point right there. Is we've seen quite a few stories in the media recently of people allowing AI to do perhaps more than it should at the moment.
Yep.
We have taken the decision that it will assist all of our developers to a point.
Yeah.
And it cannot like release code. It will just get us to the point at which it can be reviewed and then a human decision can be made whether we're going to take this forward. So it does everything from sort of checking bugs and solutions to fixing bugs.
Yeah.
It accelerates, like I said, the grunt work, the beginning parts of code where you've got to do it to get you to the more complex parts. But okay, we can use a machine to do that. Fantastic. Test case, testing software.
Yeah.
Very good at that.
Marketing website testing.
Oh, I mean, the things kind of outside of my team, which I'm still a little bit involved in. 100%. SEO, marketing. I mean, I use it as a designer. I'm still not to the point at which I'm convinced it's better than a designer.
It isn't as good as me.
No, not even just
me.
Being
protective.
Well, not even actually designer. It's very good at UI design because over the last 10 or 15 years, and I think we've chatted about this before, the good UX patterns are almost universal across all websites. So it can take that knowledge, it can stand on those shoulders of those giants and say, if you want a payment system user interface, that's been done lots and lots of times before, and it will be able to easily put you together a UI. And, components of user interface design are used again and again and again. That's a good design system. If you've got a good design system, you're replicating things over and over again. So it's very good at that.
It's so complex, but the understanding of it is so varied as well. So obviously you work in the dev team, we're using it every single day. As an organization, we use it because we're a software development house. We never know who's watching at home and what their understanding of it is. But so nothing that we're saying here is particularly like innovative. Everyone is there, it's out there. It's not groundbreaking. But I was watching someone, I'm just not going to say exactly who it was, but building out an AI agent, giving them task responsibilities, and then watching them just go completely rogue and do it. It's actually, unless you really know how to structure it, command them, give them boundaries, set those expectations. And even if you do all of those things and you feel as though you've got it right, I think you're just relinquishing so much control. And I still feel, at what purpose? Is it driving better quality? I don't think it is. Is it still just about efficiency? Yes. Is there still elements of this improvement in efficiency, but the outcome is less good? I still think yes. Have I ever received an email by AI that I think is better than someone who truly knows and understands me? Not that I know of.
Well, that's the key. Well, I guess that's a very good point. That's the key right there.
Some of the best people, the most knowledgeable people I know in AI, started campaigning to me with AI, and I know. And they are the most...
Yeah.
I know instantly. And they're the people that I know are really, from the day one, have been like, this is it. Well, this is blimmin' it. This is it now.
It completely degrades trust. You do not want sales outreach. We've all got the LinkedIn bots that, this is not AI, but we've all got the LinkedIn auto responses when you connect with someone. We've all got the
But
crap.
I don't want Marjorie sending an email from me that isn't me and me having to tell her off. Marjorie, come on.
We're learning lessons quite quickly of if we give it total control, we get into issues straight away. And I do question why you'd want to. Like, at what point humans work with humans? So many of our relationships with our customers is based on a human level,
Yeah.
not just a software level.
But are we going to be at a point where in our industry, an industry that is reliant on me and you meeting like this, meeting at an event, engaging in content that's in front of us, are we going to get to a stage where everything before the bit that is most important, this bit, is not done by humans?
Well, I can imagine, there's huge benefits to organizing your travel for you, and
it's so important
signing
that
you up for an
everything,
event.
so important that this human bit remains, but the rest of it, let's just.
The human bit will always remain. Like, I did a bit of research the other day, which was throughout history, when has the event industry been predicted to be affected by technology? And it's at every point, all the way back to the telephone and the aeroplane.
Have we been fucked forever then, basically?
Well, any technological shift, there is a prediction of this is the end of events, or this is the end of this industry, this particular
COVID
industry.
was a big one. Recently.
COVID. Everyone came back. Everyone thought virtual event. This is it now. The virtual events are the thing now.
Yeah,
In-person came back.
Yeah.
The telephone, people thought business meetings were over. Everyone was just going to talk on the telephone. Air travel. Conference calling. Everyone thought that's it. No one's going to fly anywhere for in-person events anymore. Humans are social animals. We want to get together. We do not want our jobs to just be sat in front of a screen. We've got remote developers. My team's remote.
Yeah.
Our young developers came to us 2 or 3 years ago and said, we want to go to an office.
Yeah.
We don't want 5 days a week at home. And we haven't forced anyone back. We've got the option for everyone. We've got to what is life if you're not with other people?
Yeah.
Everything is community-based. And events are very good at turning your work life into more of a community.
At what point does AI become... So I think, like I could see in like late last year, there was like a bit of kind of, ooh, what is this going to be? And then it feels as if people are a bit more, come on, this is a power for good, and this really is progressing. And I'm using it and definitely see value. But do you see it being a dirty word in 2026, or is it going to be a little bit more kind of...
No, I don't want people to think that my opinion is I hate AI and I don't use it and I don't want anyone to use it. It is going to change. It is already completely and utterly changing the world.
Yeah. Buy into it or get left behind.
Well, I think there'll be a bit of a divergence of, not a complete and utter divergence, but like, do you want your life to be one of humans doing things for you? Or do you want to leverage how incredibly productive it is and go down that route? It's a bit like, I'm of the opinion, I will give Google, so 5-10 years ago, everyone's worried about data privacy and things like that, right? I like the decision of Google knowing as much about me as possible to make my life as easy as possible.
Yeah, I've never an issue with that.
I've got all my cards stored in it, my address, my details. So if I'm filling a form in, it just does it for me. If I regularly go somewhere, my Google Maps knows that if I'm about to search for somewhere and it's 7 o'clock on a Wednesday night, I'm about to take one of my children to athletics. So it's there, ready for me to go. Exactly. So I'm very much, how can it aid my life? So I'm totally on board with it all. But do I want the other side of that, on my opinion, is, do I want my produce to be made by Like, do I want to buy stuff from, like, I used to love Etsy
Yeah.
because it's artisan manufacturers creating things, and there's a marketplace for me to go and buy something really special that's made by someone. It's been completely and utterly taken over by absolute slop, made all around the world, mass produced. It's garbage now, I don't use it. And it's hard to find things that are actually genuinely made by humans that aren't just people drop shipping stuff.
Yeah.
So just trying to make money out of it because it's all over TikTok, that all you need to do is set up a Shopify shop, get someone in China to make it, ship it directly to your customers. You just take the money in the middle.
See, I'm embracing it, but I'm on the fence. Do I just escape to the mountains, live in a tree house, cook on wood fire, and
Exactly, yeah.
just
It's like, that's not
go
gonna be-
completely
It's not what you want your life to be, is it?
like
really?
a digital nomad?
Yeah.
I mean,
Go off grid.
yeah. Can I still have some? I love movies, so can I still have movies?
Well, okay, this is the thing. Do you want to watch a movie that's been written, produced, and the actors are all AI?
So no.
If it's a great movie,
so
do you care?
I'm not worried about that, but I'm watching. What I found myself doing is watching 90s movies because there's more of a narrative, a story. I think it was the last era of, and that's before AI. Obviously, I think it really changed. You watch those 90s movies. Watched Double Jeopardy last night.
Nice.
Absolute banger.
Is that a Van Damme film?
No, that's Double Impact.
Double Impact. Sorry. Okay.
Yeah, Double Impact. Impact was Jean-Claude. He made some great movies, didn't he?
So interestingly, like I don't particularly like movies where I know that it's visual effects, and so like Tom Cruise's movies, he tries to do all the stunts himself, and you can tell in the movie it's a bit more of a realistic stunt than just he's jumped
Complete
off
CGI.
He's jumped off a green screen onto a crash mat, and then they've done him flying onto a plane.
Just give me Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves any day of the week, mate. Kevin Costner in those leather pants.
It was better in our day.
It was better in our day.
Again, a bit like that.
Yeah.
But saying that, I listen to some AI music comes up in my feed.
I've talked to you about this before, yeah.
And I think this is probably out of date now, but I know that in two charts, in the Billboard charts in the US, AI music has topped the Billboard charts a couple of times.
Yeah. How are they going to perform it live?
That makes me a bit sad.
How are they going to perform it
But
live?
also, I've listened to the music and I quite like it.
Yeah.
I'm conflicted by that.
Yeah, but you turn up at a venue and you feel the bass through your chest and your...
Well, are people gonna... We've already seen ABBA have got holographic avatars on stage. Are people's entertainment... these AI artists, because they are packaged up as an artist. They've got a name, they've got a biography, they've got artwork for their albums and stuff like that. Are they eventually going to be projected on screens and people are going to be happy enough going Gorillaz back in the 90s, when their first album came out, they weren't on stage. It was all, animation.
Yeah.
And people still loved going to that. You and I have been to, DJ Shadow gigs, for example. It's a big multimedia experience. It's just, do you want to do that? It's going to be a decision point, isn't it?
As usual, we've gone completely off track.
Yeah.
But let's bring this back to just have a think about some tools that planners can use that are easy. They're readily available. We all know, like ChatGPT, whether it's the free version or your paid versions. I still go to it. It's a go-to.
Yeah, look, ChatGPT is one of the ones I use a lot as well. I also use several others.
So what do you use? Claude?
Claude, if I'm doing anything.
Where would you use Claude over? Yeah.
So Claude's obviously very useful if you're doing anything sort of more technical code.
Yeah.
I use Hedra for anything I'm doing for video stuff.
How about Perplexity?
I don't use Perplexity actually.
It's good.
Yeah, my wife uses
I
Perplexity.
love it.
That's her preferred
I
one.
love it for digesting video content, summaries, that type of thing. If you want to.
Suno, so I was in Suno trying to do some music for a podcast that we're working on at the moment the other day. It does seem to be people, obviously people are specializing in different areas and depends what you want to do. And I'm obviously, I'm a Figma user when I'm designing, so I use that. I use Photoshop's AI capabilities if I want to do certain things, which I just haven't been convinced by yet, to be honest, in terms of like, say if I've got a photograph which is someone's shoulders are cropped off and I want to just make it wider. When it first came out, it was really great to helping me extend a photo and things like that. It just seems to have really dropped off a cliff.
So it's gone backwards in terms of.
Yeah, just I cannot get a good result out of it.
Interesting.
And ChatGPT for like, sometimes I'll bounce things off AI from an ideas point of view. And
is there one that's just easiest to use that you don't have to be? Which is the one? Say you are new to leveraging AI. It may be just purely looking at large language model kind of stuff, getting information. What's the one that you'd go to that you think you can just chuck stuff into that would just give you, without you having to know you or kind of know what you're looking for? What's the kind of
so that's the other thing is like obviously just going to the ChatGPT website, it's not necessarily going to learn you. You want more of an agent for that you're gonna be able to build. Rather than
are the agents the bit that
things in isolation.
There's a bit more unknown about. I mean, I know people you'll be using, or I know people using for lots of stuff. But
this is the thing where I think everyone's predicting the end of developers. I actually think we need more developers before we need less of them.
That.
Well, not us as a team, but like if we wanted to build an agent to do logistics for us or to do accounting and reconciliation of things,
which means you've got to trust it with all your data, your client data.
You've got to build the
information,
build the guide rails, and understand how to build that software.
But that level of data, the risk is too high.
Oh, enormous! Like
it'll breach every one of my. It'll breach every contract I have.
People are going to get into some seriously hot water for it. I mean,
we still have to be very careful. I mean, as a business, I can't point at any data. I can't.
No, and for it to be really useful, it's only as good as the data you give it.
Yeah.
So eventually, this is where I think people are getting into hot water, is because they're thinking, in order to really maximize getting the best out of it, I have to give it all of my information, all of the information,
which
to make the
people don't
decisions.
yet feel comfortable doing.
Some have, absolutely. Some people are just going for it.
Yeah.
And to hell with the consequences.
So because we can't do that.
No, but I mean, there are certain areas. I guess you could. I actually don't know enough about it. I'm not a developer myself, so it's hard for me to instruct people on what to do. I mean, the very basic things I would tell people to do is if you're using if you're just going to ChatGPT, for example, use that as an example. Default out the box, it is designed to kind of affirm what you want it to affirm and agree with you.
So which isn't what we really want. We want it to challenge us.
You want it to challenge.
We want it to give us the truth.
Yeah, exactly. You want. So if I chuck some ideas into it and say, give me is this a good idea? Like, give me some market analysis on whether this is going to fly.
Yeah.
If I haven't told ChatGPT to challenge what I think and give me the hard facts, the hard truth, it's just every time it's going to go, that's a great idea. You should definitely do that. Go for it. Run with it.
Yeah.
And so I had to put instructions into my ChatGPT to say, I want you to be realistic. I don't want you to always disagree with me, but I want you to give me the facts that I need to make an informed decision. Don't just agree and affirm and lift me up as a person. I don't need you to do that.
Yeah.
I don't want you to do that. I don't want to feel good about myself.
That's okay.
Oh yeah, I want to make the decision myself with the facts in front of me without having to do weeks and weeks of research myself on it.
Where we are with it, in summary, we're using it. We're excited about it. We know our clients are using it. We're using it across every department. We're using it across the product. There's still a hesitation from a how we can leverage it from a data perspective in terms of really maximizing a reporting perspective, because we push information in. It's client information. Then we have a responsibility to protect that information. So, but it's a complex space, and we're still kind of watching and learning and waiting to react to an extent.
I still don't think there's any substitute for a genuine human connection.
Yeah, I think everyone's agreed on that.
Yeah,
Everybody's agreed on that in the event space, but in whatever space. Thank you for watching. Give us a subscribe. Give us a like. Tell us what AI you're using. Give us share your expertise with us. We're here to learn. We're still learning, aren't we? We're all learning
every
when
day
it comes to it. Every single day. Good to see you.